Yep, church salary.
I think they're
All right.
just merging this.
Hopefully the mic is working.
Blue, green light. All right. I'll start, because if somebody comes in, I'll come in. Yeah. And the first part we, all right, so we are changing the second collections for the office. We are now no longer going to pass the basket for second collections. The only time we will pass the basket twice is maintenance, which is the first weekend of every month, Christmas, and Easter. So when they do announcements, it will now be, we have a second envelope. And everyone will put regular offertory in the second envelope in one basket.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because we're not getting a lot of loose change for the second collections. So it's not worth passing the basket and taking up time and, you know, watching it sail down to the back and beating the ushers. So starting, not this weekend, but the week after, so whoever is on the weekend of the 21st, you will start. So the sign in the back will be gone. But I might keep it there for, you know, maintenance Sunday. I'll change it for maintenance Sunday. So hopefully that'll make, I'm sure it's gonna make some people happy.
Very few envelopes for maintenance. It's mostly just cash.
Yeah, that's why we decided to do the maintenance separate. Plus we need that separated anyway. So the other thing that's coming up is last weekend we had the head count. The diocese is making us do 2 weekends. So whoever is on for the 21st will also have to do the head count.
2 things to do.
So the way we do the head count is there will be a yellow folder on the back table. And in there is a form for all 3 masses. You can use that piece of paper to chicken scratch all you want, but basically what we need is a head count for all men, 18 and older, a separate count for all the women, 18 and older, and then all the boys, 17 and under, and all the girls, 17 and under. So you'll have 4 counts.
Are we gonna count up?
Are you ushering on the 21st?
No, but why don't we just pass it and have them check?
Don't take forever.
Put check next to each one.
So the only thing that we ask is not to do the count during consecration. So you can do it at the beginning, you can do it near the end, you can do it whenever you want. Just don't do it during the consecration because Father, you know, he doesn't need to see somebody doing this when he's trying to.
Is it by section? Oh, okay.
Nope.
That's how it used to be.
Yeah.
It used to be.
I don't know why they did it by section.
We used to have to do by section.
Yeah. And I don't know if that was just Tom being,
Yeah, you can stop right there.
or if it was directed.
I might have to sit up there and that.
Well, and you can sit wherever you want, and just for that. So if you sit, like, on this side normally, you can come over here, do your count, and then go back. Father's used to it, he knows people are walking around, he knows what's happening, so. So those are the 2 quick things. The next is, the diocese has instructed all parishes now to have safety procedures. So we have a very small safety team. And the first project they took on was, which was recommended by the diocese, was to have an evacuation drill for the church. And that's what we're calling it. It's not going to, it's either fire or weather, or we have gas here, if it's a gas leak or anything like that. So the one thing that I'm asking all of the ushers is if there's an incident in the church and you are not an usher that weekend, to please assist the ushers that are on this weekend, on that weekend. Because if we have a big fire drill or something, we'll have somebody who's probably not capable of doing the work, and there's only 2 scheduled. So if it's a big exodus out of here, we ask that anybody who's an usher pop up and kind of help out. So I'm going to go through different types of emergencies and let you know some of the protocols. So if there's a fire in the building, I'm going to tell you right now, none of the pull downs work. The alarm pull downs do not work. So it's not good, and the safety team is trying to get it rectified as to what happened, why isn't it, and we need to have them. So they're working on it. So the protocol is if there's something like a fire or a gas leak or something, one of the ushers approaches Deacon first. If Deacon is not here, go to Father. And they know if an usher's coming up, there's something going down. So, like, especially with the not having the pull downs, which we will get fixed, then they can make an announcement from the altar. Or just tell people, there's something going on, everybody stay seated. We'll just continue with that. It's on them to decide what they're gonna do. We do have alarms in the ceiling for the HVACs, and you'll see like little red dots on the ceiling. That is where those alarms are. So if you hear an alarm coming from the ceiling, that is an issue with the HVAC, that there might be a fire in the ceiling. So that would be an evacuation and a call to 911. We do have fire extinguishers in here. We have one over by the choir, which we are getting ready to move because Bob has his tables up. They weren't there when we first built the church. They will most likely be moved to under the quilt over that window on the right side of Mary. So they'll probably move there. We've got one on this side of the church in the back. There are 2 in the kitchen, and there is one by the restrooms. So that is where all the fire extinguishers are. If there's a small one that we can deal with ourselves, that's fine. The ushers will also determine for a fire the best route, evacuation route, depending on where the situation is. If it's in the commons, it's obviously going to be pushing everybody out away from it. There is a door behind Bob. So if you go into the little alcove on the right-hand side, there's a door. And we're going to tell the choir, if you could get out that door instead of trying to go to one of the others. It needs to be unlocked. There is a turn lock on it.
I thought Bob told us last night when we were at choir practice that everybody had to go out this
All right,
way.
that's something different, Ellen.
Oh, okay.
This is
This
if,
is the latest?
this is if there's a fire in this building.
Oh, okay.
So we've got that door, 2 in the back. There's 1 in the kitchen, and then the front door. So same as the fire extinguishers, is the same for the exits. So we've got 5 exits. We also have a wheelchair, and we have a walker in the library. So for any reason anybody needs assistance to get out here quickly, I know you're going to be going upstream if that happens, but we do have them, and it's probably best to just tell them to stay seated. You know, depending on where the activity is, go get it and bring it out for them, or give it to one of their family members and say, here you go, get them out. So I just want you to be aware of that. And then once everybody's out, if you feel comfortable enough, I'm not going to make anyone do it, but the building would need to be swept. So the restrooms would need to be checked. The library, the sacristy, and the family room, make sure everybody's out, nobody comes back in. Yeah.
Is there a comment area where everybody's supposed to meet so we don't know if everybody's listening?
Nope. Nope. This is in school. We don't have to count for anyone. We just have to make sure everyone is out. The one question that the previous group had was the circle with the EMS or fire coming. That's probably most likely where they're going to go. So if somebody like hops outside and kind of keeps the circle clear and not let people, you know, if somebody has to come into the circle to get into the vehicle, that's fine. But they got to move it quick so the fire truck or EMS can get in here. So health emergency is the same thing. First thing, you know, is assess it. If 911 needs to be called, if there's any doubt, just call 911. If you don't, and if they're sitting there going, oh, I don't know, I don't feel well, just call EMS and get them here. And if there's healthcare workers in the church, try and get a healthcare worker to oversee the situation. If there's not, there's not. If they're, ask them if they would like to be moved to a more comfortable place. They can go into the library if they want, or they can stay right here. I've seen Father Tom just keep rolling with masks when there's a medical situation. So they'll determine whether they need to stop masks or if it's something that they can just keep rolling through. We do have an AED machine. It is it's in the commons next to the kitchen door. It's one that talks to you. So as soon as you push the button, it talks to you. So my thing is just grab it. Does, you know, no matter what, just bring it off the wall and set it down. Hopefully, like I said, one of the former or current healthcare workers will step in. If not, EMS is on its way, so if someone doesn't feel comfortable doing the AED machine, don't. But if you do, like I said, you push the button and talk you right through the whole thing, step by step on what to do. We are going to have a CPR class. We're going to try and have a CPR class in the spring. And we're going to open it up to anybody, everybody. If anybody wants to take it, fine. We're hoping some of the youth, that's why we're doing it in the spring, that are lifeguards who need to take their CPR class will be there. So we are trying to organize something like that so that we do have people who are CPR certified in the parish. And hopefully, since they just took a class, if something happens, they'll be like, oh, I took my class. So it's one of the things that we're trying to offer, and, you know, just kind of.
Ben's done that a couple of times, like, so.
Yeah, we've been in contact with Anne Marie Husk.
Okay,
Because
good.
Jim said that she could do the class. When I talked to her, she's like, I don't know if I'm certified to do the class. So we're kind of going back and forth to try
Yeah,
to
that's what
figure
I
out.
know Ben has done that.
So,
Years ago.
yeah, because he was doing the lifeguards. That's primarily why he was doing it. So, yes, if I don't get Anne Marie squared away, and, well, I mean, I'm going to have Ben there anyway. So whether we do it through Ben, Anne Marie, or the Red Cross, it's something we're going to offer. Severe weather, which is probably our most likely scenario that'll happen. Even though 30 years we haven't had anything happen except for a couple of minor health things, but the way things are going lately with the weather, it's probably more likely. So we do ask that on your phones you sign up for Alert Durham. And you don't have to have it screaming during Mass, but if there is a tornado, if multiple people have it on their phone, then there's a good chance they're going to go, did you get it? Did you get it? What did it say? And then we'll figure out from there.
My phone on mute when I come in church, so I wouldn't even know if I heard it.
Well, it should vibrate if you're on mute. And so if it goes off, that's one of the things that we need to kind of poke deacon that, you know, we're under a tornado warning or whatnot, and they can't really see the window. So it's up to somebody to wave to say, oh my God, look outside, because they're facing that way.
Yeah.
So they probably won't know it's a coming. So if there is an event, obviously, father and deacon and lectors need to get away from this window. There's a couple windows over there, and the best thing to do is scooch everyone this way, because there's no windows over here. Young families with little children can go into the family room. There are no windows in there. The other option for those with little children is they can go under the pews. If it comes on one of those that's coming really fast and they may not be able to make it in there, they can go under the pews and be with their parents. But we've got the two windows in the back, and luckily ours are tall and thin. We don't have big windows except for here. So it's just everybody scooch over along. And if it's really packed, we can put people along that wall. We'll close the sanctuary doors and keep our fingers crossed that everything's working out. So, let's see. Oh, as soon as the weather subsides, it would have to be a very visual problem. So, you know, just say the roof came off in the bathrooms and you noticed it as soon as you opened up the sanctuary doors. At that point, mass is over, everybody out, we've got a structural problem. I don't expect you to be running around looking at the ceiling and pushing walls and making sure that this place is sound, but if it's quite obvious that we have a problem, tell Father that, okay, we got a major problem in the commons, we need to get everybody out and let them go home. Because the other thing is, we've got trees all around us. And so, yeah, it could be nice and fine in here. We could have some branches or trees that are falling. So, you know, we'll make that call as to kind of like how bad is our damage. Anybody have questions so far? Okay. So that leads us to this weekend. I don't know who's on this weekend. Okay, you are. Safety Sunday. So, like I said, the diocese is making us do procedures, and the first project is a evacuation. Our safety team is making this as simple as possible, especially for the ushers. So their scenario is the fire is in the back of the church. So guess where the best exit is?
Not in the back.
So that it will be about a 2-minute speech beforehand, and then the drill. So after the recessional music, Father is going to ask everybody to remain in their seats. Someone from the safety team will get up, do the one, they're probably going to book through, it's going to take a minute to do the speech. And then Father is going to start the drill, which is basically walk out the doors. And it's make sure that everybody starts moving towards the doors. We'll have one usher at the door holding it open, going, come on, quick, quick, but safe, quick, but safe. And the other one kind of back here, guiding everybody through. Do the sweep once everybody's out. Go outside. When it's done, anybody who needs to come back inside, give them the okay that it's okay to come back inside. We're not making a big deal about this. Next year, they may decide it's over in that corner or over at Bob's. The thing is we've got a lot of people that need assistance in this parish. So we don't want to make it too difficult. Like send everybody out that door or down by the dumpsters and then they get a circle back. They're going to tell everybody where the doors are. So if there is an evacuation, once a year they're going to know where all the doors are. And take the closest route. So,
So they don't want to use that?
no, I'm just gonna send everybody out the front door. This was a safety team,
And this is and they don't come back?
don't come back.
That's
Unless
that's
you
the,
have
that's the
this-
exit.
Yeah,
Take your stuff with you.
and go, yeah.
What are all those people that try to get out so quick gonna do?
I don't know, they'll probably
We
still
should
be
go
out.
usher at that door, say you can't go out this door.
Like I
Just
said,
let them go out.
we're not
Yes.
gonna make a big deal about it. It's more about the speech at the beginning to say, you know, we need to do this orderly, we need to do it safely, we need to look out for each other when these incidences happen. And that's more what we want, is, you know, how do we help the person next to us that needs help to get out and do it safely and do it quickly. So, we're just not gonna go overboard here. I know St. Thomas More does, because they're the ones who wrote the manual, so they do it a lot more often, and they do bigger scenarios. Like I said, how many incidences have we had in this parish in 30 years? Not say that we're not going to, but we're kind of doing a little bit of preparing.
Can you remind me how many people have gotten sick that we've had to?
Yep, I agree. So after the fire drill's done and everybody's out, there, like, Bob may have to come in and get some of his stuff. Father will have to come in and unvest. So just say, okay, all clear, everybody who needs to go in, go in. So we'll do this once a year. We will probably do it next year in September, and we'll do the faith formation the same weekend. So that way it'll be easier on the teachers and Susan's here. And just do it all in one weekend. So, any questions about anything we went over? Toby?
This isn't related, but are they still recording Mass Saturday nights?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yep. As long as it works. Somebody pushes the button, we'll have it. And some weekends we don't have people.
Exactly once.
Yeah,
Maybe more than once, but
yeah.
I mean-
Because I won't be here
if you need to-
Saturday.
Okay, I'll
We'll be at the Duke game.
I'll be there.
All right, well, thank you again. And if you have any questions that come up, let me know. You know how to get a hold of me. So, thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
You get overtime pay for this.
I'll leave early on Friday.
So, okay, let's go to something.